Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Corey Lee, and today I want to talk to you about how all things happen for a reason. Everything happened for a reason, especially if you a child of God. If you are one of His called ones, everything in your life will happen for a reason. Some people might call it one of the chosen ones, right? Everything in your life is gonna happen for a reason. And let me move my phone a little bit. All right, there we go. So it's all about finding out what reason stuff actually do happen for, right? But a lot of times we can get caught up on how stuff happened. And I want you to know how something happened is not as important as what it happened for. Okay, sometimes we can get caught up on what somebody did to us, how they said what they said, how they did what they did, how all of this worked out, how it all had to happen is not as important as the fact that at least you know now. See, what you need to understand is this, okay? You ask for God to lead you. All right, you ask for Him to raise you as one of His children. And everybody seemed to want God to lead them until bad stuff gotta happen to them in order for them to have a sense of direction in life. Everybody want God to elevate them and take them to the next level until bad stuff gotta happen to you in order to get you out of the last season. Demons will fight you on your way out the door, and they will fight you on your way in the next door. That's just how it works. Like, you got to think about this. You remember in the Bible, Israel, every time they had to go take new land, more land, they always had to eradicate certain tribes. They was always at war just taking the land that God has chosen for them. Every time they move into the next piece of land, it was always another giant, another tribe to eradicate. And then by the time they get settled into that land, here comes somebody else trying to make war with them, right? It always happened like that. Stuff like that is going to happen in your life. What make it hard for us to see it? Because it don't look like how it looked in the Bible. Look, you don't see tribes of Canaanites walking around out here. So we think like, but that was for them. No, that's for you too. I tell people this all the time. The giants in the Old Testament went nowhere. All the tribes of the Girgashites and all of that stuff went nowhere. They are all around you every day. They just look like real people. And truth be told, they are real people. But you don't understand that far more people are under the influence of the devil than you think they are. You would be surprised that most people on this planet are under the influence of a devil. But they might be cool for a season. They might do nice stuff. After all, they are still people. But most people got parasites attached to them. And you got to have compassion on the people, but not on the parasites. When Jesus cast out demons, He ain't sit there having compassion on the demons. I am so sorry, I got to cast you guys out. Like, look, I don't mean it, but, no. You cannot have compassion on other people's demons. But you need to know how to separate the demons from the people. Just because somebody is under the influence of a devil don't mean you treat that person like the devil. But you just need to know what you need to know. You just need to know it is exactly what you're looking at. All right? So, what something happened for is your sense of direction in life. God is showing you which way to go. Some way, somehow, you needed to know. You might be in a bad environment, and you might be around the wrong people who don't have your best interest. Whether they lie on you, whether they jump on you, And whether they cheat you out of some money or something like that really don't matter. And we could get caught up on that. Oh man, they owed me $200 and didn't give it to me. Well, that would have been better than what could have been at stake had you dug your way in with people a little further. Sometimes it's better to cut your losses while you are ahead. Dead serious. Like it really is. Because at the end of the day, God called us to be at peace with all men. If it's going to require you to make an even bigger mess out of something as small as $200, then you really need to ask yourself, do you really trust God? Is that the mission that Christ want us to be on in life? Is fighting over goods and services and points of view and feelings and misunderstandings and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, life is bigger than that. Life is bigger than to be somewhere in a fist fight all because somebody don't see it your way. Life is bigger than to be somewhere in a dang on argument with somebody all because they misunderstood you. It's like, look, like he tell you to agree with your adversary quickly for a reason. These things are not our fight. Well, it's just the principle. Look, most of that stuff is for the world, man. It's just the principle. Do you look? Are you on the mission of Christ? It's just the principle. Don't matter. Like, let the world have their principles. All right. Oh, it's just the principle. They shouldn't have said what they said to me. I ain't the one. Look, man. At some point in time, you want to grow up spiritually. All of this stuff we fight over, all of this just the principle stuff we sit around and get caught up over is not gonna move you to your next season. It is not gonna elevate you. It is not what God requires us to live like in order for us to be led by him. There will be some principles you just gotta ignore. Oh man, you just gonna let them say that to you like that? Look, like they can say what they want. It's just something said. I don't care. Oh, you should care. Why? Why? I am on one of the most important missions in the world right now. And that is a mission to be a servant of God. And you really think I need to sit here and argue with 3-year-olds? Honestly? You really think I need to be sitting back over here trying to take my pencil back from him? Oh, he took my pencil. A pencil, man. Oh, he looked at me funny. All because he looked at you funny, man. Oh, they shouldn't have lied on me. Yeah, they shouldn't have lied on you. At least you know not to be bothered with them now. Like, at least you know they ain't going where you're going now. Stop putting weight on them. Stop wasting time on them. Stop doing all of that. I mean, like, you can have people in your life that you think are your brothers in the Lord. And the moment one rumor gets spread about you, they sitting over there saying, yeah, I knew something was off about him. I knew it. And you know personally that that's not true. Instead of them coming to you and being like, hey, man, like they saying this about you and that about you, man, please tell me this ain't true. No, they don't do that. The very one thing something bad gets said about you, they like, yep, that's right. And you thinking they your brothers and sisters in the Lord. And you can get so caught up, so heartbroken over that. Like, oh, Lord, I just can't believe it. Oh, they shouldn't have made me feel that way. Oh, they were supposed to be my brothers and my sisters and my mothers. It's like, look, man, you had to find out some way. Now you know not to take them where you are headed. Now you know. You had to find out somehow. Like, how else was I going to show you this? How else were you supposed to know this? How else were you supposed to know that you got infiltrators in the mission? Somehow, some way, it had to be revealed to you. All you can do is forgive people and move on with the mission. That's really all you can do. All your stuff in life, oh, well, they kept my stuff. It's like, look, the route you going, you don't need that stuff anyway. Honestly. Let people think they won by keeping your pencil and your piece of paper. That was my last piece of paper. And here it is, I'm supposed to do my test. Yeah, but what you really don't know is this. You getting ready to switch schools tomorrow. Let them keep the pencil and your stupid piece of paper. Because the school you going to got plenty of pencils and paper. No, it's just the principle. They shouldn't have took from me. Look. So what you want to do then? You want to get into a fight over that, get suspended, and then can't even get into the better school tomorrow? Like, what? All of these things that go on in your life is just a test. And sometimes a test is not even always about what you think it's about, right? Have you ever been in school and y'all had pop quizzes? Those are tests. And those pop quizzes and tests are only small tests to see where you are before the big tests get here. Sometimes stuff like that work is preparing you to see, hey, do you got your eyes peeled? Are you paying attention? Are you really all that focused? It's not for God to see. God already knows what's in you. He knew what was going to be in you today 150 years ago. Like a whole 1,000, 2,000, 4,000 years ago, he already knew you was going to be right here. Like he got your whole pathway carved out already. All the way before your father's father's father even existed. Do you trust God? That's the whole thing about it, is do you trust God? Oh, and now I'm being threatened to be divorced and all this other stuff, and how am I supposed to be a servant of God with a divorce? Look, a whole lot of people had to leave wives and land and jobs and all of that kind of stuff to follow him. I was just watching a movie yesterday about the prophet Jeremiah. Man, that movie was so inspiring. Like, I never really gave Jeremiah as much love as I should have. You know what I'm saying? Like, the book of Jeremiah is always one of them books I kind of like, you know, what's the word? Glanced over. But, like, I never really just sat there and thought about studying Jeremiah. Like, studying him. Like himself, like an actual deep dive study on the life of Jeremiah. Look, he wasn't allowed to get married. Like, I mean, he was in love with this girl and they killed her. A lot of time we think that the stuff in life is what God is after. God is not always going to be after you being happy, in love, rich, settled down, stable, none of that. If y'all think that God's attention is on all this stuff that only really benefit here in life, then you really need to ask yourself if your mind is on the mission of Christ. If you get married, good, you must need to be. If you don't, hey, that don't affect one thing going on in your life. Oh yeah, but they lying on me. They said I did this, they said I did that. Oh, they said I did that. Okay, that must be part of what God has in your assignment. I mean, He's not gonna let stuff happen to you that ain't useful to where he's taking you. He ain't gonna let stuff happen to you that he can't use for his good and yours. The reason stuff happened over is not the whole reason stuff happened. How stuff happened is not the reason it do happen. And we'll be the same ones to say, well, everything happened for a reason. And see, like, your own personal decisions is those things that can literally happen for no reason, honestly. And then stuff outside your control got to come around to clean up your own personal decisions or lack thereof. Sometime there should have been a choice you made a long time ago. You knew about it already. You just taking too long. And then stuff outside your control got to come and clean that up. And that could really be the reason why stuff happened. I'm trying to clear the pathway out for you. I want you to get into it with them because I don't want you involved with them that much longer. They're wasting your time. I wanted this misunderstanding to take place. I wanted you to put a bad taste in their mouth outside your control. I had it this way on purpose. Now, don't go back. Stop wasting your time. All of this stuff is no good for you. It's not leading you where I'm taking you. I wanted it to be hard for you to be cool with them again. They keep wasting your time. Leave them alone. I had it be this way on purpose. If I would have had big plans for you with this, it would have happened. But now all of a sudden it seems like you can't never get nowhere. But that's because you're going the wrong way. Stuff happened for a reason, y'all. But sometime we can have our whole minds and hearts caught up on how stuff happened, and we can think that's the reason stuff happened. It's not. I mean, you know how many people can't heal from their past all because they too worried about how something happened, what happened. Oh, they cheated on me. Well, at least you know they no good. Now you know not to marry them. But now just imagine if you would have said I do, and here it is, you got Christian values and you know God hate divorce, and you would have brought a cheater along the path with you. Be glad they cheated on you. Be glad they played you. Be glad they spread rumors about you and called you all kind of names and all this other stuff. Be glad they turned everybody against you. All them people meant you no good anyway. Be happy all that took place. Be satisfied with that. Like, for real, be cool about that. At least you know now, I should not go that direction. I mean, you don't know how many people you got in your world right now who don't have your best interests, whose hearts and minds are set on seeing you a certain way. And there's almost nothing you can do to change that. At least you know not to be intertwined with them much more than what you are now. At least you are fully aware of that. But other than that, y'all, I got to get on out of here. Peace.